Hello, my name is Ramona Nedeva. I'm a third-year student in the English program at the Medical University of Varna. I'm Bulgarian who was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, and I have always wanted to study medicine due to its intriguing complexity and how every disease is similar but different based on the patients. I've spent my whole life translating Bulgarian to English and vice versa, and it is one of my passions to teach my colleagues about our culture, traditions, and history. Speaking of colleagues, I am going to introduce a few to you today. They're from Group 18 and they have brought presentations to spread medical awareness to specific topics. Ellis Joseph is 21 from Kurlan, India, a state with gorgeous nature and rich culture. In his time in Varna, he has really enjoyed the beautiful sea garden and the rich culture of Bulgaria. He has chosen medicine due to its amazing complexity and cognitive stimulation, describing to us that this is the one profession that he feels he can never get tired of. His interests are internal medicine with a focus on chronic disease management. He believes that many of our health problems today can be prevented by the spread of awareness. Today, he'll be telling us about obesity and how it is linked to a chain of other medical problems like hypertension, heart disease, and certain cancers.
So hello, I'm going to talk about the elementary prevention of metabolic diseases, and the disease that I'm going to talk about today is obesity and the role of nutrition in preventing obesity. So I'm going to talk about the introduction, global statistics, the causes, health risks, the role of diet, micronutrients, macronutrients, fiber and hydration, the dangers of ultra-processed foods, importance of physical activity, role of sleep, and the successful dietary strategies implemented in the obesity reduction, and then finally concluding it. So introduction. Obesity is actually a chronic disease defined by the excessive fat deposits that can impair health. Obesity can lead to increased risk of type 2 diabetes, heart diseases. It can affect the bone health, reproduction, and increase the risk of certain cancers. Obesity influences the quality of living, such as sleeping or even moving. So the diagnosis of overweight or obesity is made by measuring people's weight and height and by calculating the body mass index or BMI. Overweight is a BMI greater than or equal to 25, and obesity is the BMI greater than or equal to 30. And so the global statistics, in 2022, 1 in 8 people were living with obesity. Worldwide obesity has doubled more since 1990, and adolescent obesity has quadrupled. Almost 2.5 billion adults who are 18 and above are living with overweight, and out of these 2.5 million, almost 890 million are actually obese. So 43% of the adults aged from 18 and over are overweight, and 16% are living with obesity. And 36 million children under the age of 5 are overweight as well. So over 390 million children and adolescents from age 5 to 19 were overweight in 2022, and including 160 million who are living with obesity. It's actually a concerning statistics that we can see, and it's mostly prevalent in countries, in the Western countries like America, Canada, and Europe, etc. So the causes of obesity are poor diet, so basically consuming high calories of processed food that are rich in sugar, unhealthy fats, and refined carbohydrates, along with large portion sizes lead to excess calorie intake, promoting weight gain. So lack of physical activity, sedentary lifestyle including minimal exercise or lower physical activity reduces the number of calories burned. And this imbalance between calorie intake and calorie expenditure contributes to again weight gain. So genetics is actually a major factor which can influence the metabolism and appetite regulation and how the body stores fat. People with a family of obesity are majorly and more prevalently prone to obesity and diseases including weight gain. So hormonal imbalances, conditions like hypothyroidism, PCOS, insulin resistance can affect metabolism and fat storage, making weight loss very difficult and again contributing to obesity. Emotional physiological factors, the stress, depression, anxiety, and other emotional states can lead to overeating and emotional eating, where food is used as a coping mechanism. Environmental and socioeconomic factors. The lack of access to healthy foods, high exposure to fast foods, limited safe spaces, and socioeconomic barriers can actually contribute to unhealthy eating habits and sedentary lifestyles. So the health risk of obesity. So obesity can actually cause cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes, respiratory issues, joint and mobility problems, certain cancers, even fatty liver disease, which is mainly non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, mental health issues, and even reproductive health problems, especially in women, contributing to and increasing the risk of polycystic ovarian syndrome or PCOS. So now I'm going to talk about the role of diet in prevention. So the balanced calorie intake, or consuming calories appropriate for your activity and weight to prevent excess fat storage. So you have to have nutrient-dense food, like focusing on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and healthy fats, and limiting the amount of sugary foods, avoiding high-calorie and sugary and processed foods that actually leads to weight gain. Portion control is actually a major contributing factor. So managing portion sizes and prevent overeating is actually a major factor in controlling obesity. And the food that we eat should be rich in fiber. So increasing fiber intake promotes fullness and reduce calorie consumption. And fats should be actually had, but it should be necessary and healthy fats. So choosing healthy fats over trans fats to support satiety and weight management also helps. And regular meal planning. So you have to have healthy meals 3 times or 4 times a day depending on your requirement, and not more, and avoid unnecessary snacking. And hydration is also a very important part in reducing obesity, like everyone says. And drinking enough water a day, almost 2 liters a day, can actually prevent or decrease your body weight in so many researches. So macronutrients and their roles. Carbohydrates. So excess refined carbohydrates leads to fat storage and weight gain, and fiber-rich food can actually promote fullness and stabilize blood sugar levels. So proteins. Proteins actually increase satiety, calorie expenditure, helps preserve muscle mass, aiding in weight management. And fats. Healthy fats promote fullness and regulate metabolism. Excess unhealthy fats contribute to fat accumulation and obesity. Balanced intake of quality macronutrients and micronutrients is actually a key in preventing obesity in today's day. So fiber and hydration and impact on obesity prevention. So fiber, how actually it helps us. Mainly increases satiety. High fiber foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains promote fullness and help controlling appetite and reducing the calorie intake. And it also aids and supports digestive health, aids in digestion, regular bowel movements, preventing constipation. And also fibers are generally low calorific, like not unhealthy and fast food, allows actually for larger portions to be had and fills your stomach, and you prevent on snacking and stop snacking, and which increases the weight gain again. So hydration. So hydration actually regulates appetite, helps distinguish between hunger and thirst reduction, and unnecessarily snacking. It enhances the metabolism as well. Poor hydration supports metabolic processes, improving calorie burning. And healthy beverage choices, always choosing water and other healthy drinks or for squeezed fresh juices over ultra processed and high calorific and high sugary fizzy drinks, etc. So the dangers of ultra processed food. So aiding in high sugar contributes to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and other metabolic syndromes as well. Excessive unhealthy fats, often containing trans fat and saturated fats, are increasing risk of heart diseases, even obesity as well. Low nutritional value lacks essential nutrients, leading to poor overall health and increased cravings. And addictive nature. So these are actually engineered to be hyper palatable, encouraging overeating and poor dietary choices. Increased risk of chronic diseases linked to heart disease and certain cancers and digestive disorders as well. So they actually have a negative impact on mental health, associated with higher rates of anxiety and even depression, because of the higher salt and sodium content in them. So the importance of physical activity. So calorie expenditure. Burning calories help maintain a healthy weight gain and prevent excessive fat accumulation. And it also boosts metabolism, increasing the basal metabolic rate and allowing body to burn more calories even at rest. So maintaining muscle maintenance mass. So actually prevents and builds muscle lean mass, which is essential for effective weight management. And it also improves insulin sensitivity, enhancing the body's ability to regulate blood sugar and decreasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Also have mental health benefits, like reducing the symptoms of anxiety and depression, promoting overall well-being, and a positive relationship with food. And sustainable lifestyle, encouraging a healthier eating habit and lifestyle choices actually help long-term weight management as well. So the role of sleep in metabolic health. Hormone regulation. Sleep has balanced appetite regulation hormones like ghrelin and increases leptin, and leptin decreases, which can actually reduce cravings and overeating. So insulin sensitivity. So the quality of sleep improves insulin sensitivity, aiding in better blood sugar control and reducing the risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes. So weight management. Poor sleep is linked to increased caloric intake as well as weight gain, and sleep deprivation can lead to unhealthy food choices and overeating while we are not asleep. And energy expenditure. Lack of sleep can reduce the overall physical activity and energy expenditure, contributing to weight gain. Stress and cortisol levels. We all know that cortisol increase can lead to weight gain and other diseases like Cushing syndrome. So inadequate sleep increases cortisol, a stress hormone associated with fat accumulation, and particularly around the abdomen or the the pattern of weight gain. So metabolic rate. Poor sleep negatively affects metabolism, potentially leading to a slower metabolic rate and difficulties in weight management as well. So I'm going to talk about the main dietary strategies that helps in the weight management or obesity reduction. So the first one is the Mediterranean diet, this one. And then there's low carbohydrates or ketogenic diet. And then there's a plant-based diet and decreasing of the carbohydrates or unhealthy fats. So the successful dietary strategies are Mediterranean diet, which focuses on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats like olive oil, and lean protein, promoting in weight loss and heart health. So low carbohydrate diet reduces carbohydrate while increasing the proteins and healthy fats, which lower insulin and promotes fat burning. And intermittent fasting, alternating periods between eating and fasting, reduce overall calorie intake and improving the metabolic health. And eating plant-based diet, mainly emphasize on whole plants like vegetables, legumes, fruits, nuts, which are lower in calories and higher in fibers, and promoting satiety and helping in weight loss. So to conclude, as we all know, obesity is actually a multifactorial condition resulting from the combination of poor diet, lack of physical activity, genetics, and even lifestyle factors. Serious health risk increases the risk of other heart diseases as well, and diabetes and certain cancers and other even chronic diseases. So prevention is actually key. Requires healthy eating, regular physical activity, inadequate sleep, and stress management. So sustainable changes. So long-term habits and early intervention are essential for reducing obesity and improving health outcomes. So these are my resources for the presentation, and thank you.